This weekend sees us arrive in Shanghai for the Chinese Grand Prix. First up is today's practice session. Now then, Anthony Day.
Best lap so far is a 1 minute 37.9.
As all the cars are now over the line, your top three again are Raikkonen, Grosjean and Nico Hülkenberg. That concludes an interesting practice session. Let's hope for more excitement as the weekend unfolds.
Hi, it's Emma. Your qualifying goals came up in the board meeting this morning. Here's what to expect.
We'd like to welcome you from wherever in the world you join us today for this F1 qualifying session here in Shanghai, China. As we wind down from the excitement of qualifying, here's a look at your top three. Raikkonen, Verstappen and Daniel Ricciardo. The grid is set then, so that just leaves the race itself. Join us tomorrow, where we'll be live with all the action. And until then, it's goodbye.
Hey, how are you? I have some information on the race goals you should keep in mind.
Hard work, ingenuity and ambition. All things you'll find in abundance amongst the 15 million people of Shanghai over there to our southeast. And we've got plenty of that here on the grid as well. 20,000 horsepower, give or take, chomping at the bit to be unleashed for the Chinese Grand Prix. Shanghai International Circuit then, a 16-corner high-speed thrill ride. The long and ever-tightening right-hander at turns 1 and 2 tests a driver's patience, and the flat, open to the elements location, tests their skill and a crosswind. 2 DRS zones will assist passing, and overtaking is available into turn 1, and of course down the kilometre-long back straight into the hairpin at turn 14. So before the off, let's remind ourselves of yesterday's qualifying session with a look at the starting grid. Kimi Raikkonen's perfect lap yesterday sees him start from pole position, and Max Verstappen lines up alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Ricciardo and a Ferrari, Esteban Gutierrez and Rosberg.
please.
You're 3 places behind Kimi. Okay, gap to leader, 5.7 seconds. Pitting this lap then, come into the pits at the end of this lap. You have P3, Regalo ahead. The gap to the car ahead is 4.7 seconds. They're on fresh into This is your final lap of the race. Don't worry if the car behind tries to overtake you, he has a time penalty. The gap behind us is 1.0 seconds. Good job, you did really well. Super driving.
So, another excellent win from Ferrari. Anthony, what do you think made the difference here?
Well, they clearly have a car that comes alive in the kind of conditions we were dealing with today. It's a very balanced package in the wet, and what that means is that the drivers have confidence to attack. And having that confidence gets you on the power earlier, it lets you brake later, and can put you a long way up the road.
And as we can see, it's time for the podium, and as the drivers make their way out, there's a familiar red suit making its way to the top step. Fantastic win for Ferrari. And after this round of the World Championship, here's how things look in the drivers' table. It's a good result for Daniel Ricciardo, who moves further ahead at the top of the table. And now I'd like to ask you, Anthony Davidson, who was your driver of the day?
Well, I think it has to be Fernando Alonso. He got the strategy spot on and consistently had the pace to come through as well.
And now let's take a look at the constructors' standings. Ferrari moved to the top of the table. There was also a strong showing from the McLaren team today as they make their way up the standings. There'll be plenty more twists and turns to come this season. I hope you can join us at the next race to see just who will come out on top.